lecture we will be drawing our birds. So let's go here and let's draw birds. So for bird, so loop in this bird list that we created in the beginning. So in this birds list, and we have added this bird in the event. Basically, if you see, this birds list was initially empty here, it was empty, and we added while you created this event handling, and you could see here that was this bird has been added in this position. It has appended the bird. If you just use this mouse distance is greater than rope length condition, and similarly we discussed all that topics in the previous lecture. Now we'll stick to this this basically drawing in bird. So we'll say if bird dot shape of the body. So this is the shape of the body. So inside shape we have parameter that was body, while you can just check in this character. So let's go to here. So let me just close this, all of this images, and let's go to character. And if you see here inside this bird we have passed this that is space. So space contain both that was body and a shape. So space contain body and a shape. So you can see here in the space we have added body and a shape, so we can use that body from the shape now. So we'll say that give me the position of that body and just a y now, just to get the y axis. And if the y position is greater than 0, so we have to just remove, that is bird to remove dot append should be now bird. So bird should be added to this bird to remove list. So after that what we're gonna do is we'll just create this new p variable, and we'll just call this to pygame, is to convert this pymonk into this pygame that is vector. So we'll just say here bird dot shape dot, that is same as the body. So we'll just get the body position, and that body position will be x and y both coordinate will be passed here to just convert to this pygame vector coordinates. So we have now vector coordinates. So we'll just extract that x and y from that coordinates, that is from p, and we'll just change this position, that is 22, and similarly we'll just change in y2, that will be 20. So this is the moment, will be decrement in the moment. So now after the change in the displacement or the position for the bird, so this statement is for the position of the bird. So after this is changed, we'll just bleed now, that is from this screen dot bleed, and I'll say something that is red bird should bleed, and where is similarly there should be x and y in which the red bird should bleed. And now what you're gonna give is, after this we're gonna get this pygame, and let me just draw a circle. So what this circle is about, so circle is the outside of this bird. So outside of the bird there will be small circle. So circle will have something that is first surface screen, it will be blue color, so it should be blue color. And similarly I'll say p with the point, and just give the integer here, that is the bird dot shape and radius dot radius, and this is the radius of the circle, and just to give the radius would be here width, not radius, this the width would be 2. So this will be really small blue line outside of that angry bird. So now we'll just count or check this counter. So for that we'll say if counter is greater or equal to, let me say 3, and time dot time is this current time. So time dot time is minus t1. So this is basically for pause. So if it is greater than 5, then what you will do? So if you wonder, so what is this about? So this t1 is the time after we hit the bird. So after this condition is checked, we'll just append in this bird path, we'll just append now this p object here. So P is our position for the bird. So that will be our bird path. So we have now hitted the bird, and after the bird has been projected, then we'll just get that position and append to this bird path. After that, we'll just restart counter. That means counter should be true here. So after that, what you're gonna do outside this, basically in outside here, we'll say if, and we'll just check restart counter. If it is true, if the restart counter is true, then just set this counter to O, and this counter, that is restart counter here, should be false now, because we have to now restart the counter. So we have created this bird, so we have drawn this bird on our screen. So next thing what we'll do is we'll just remove this bird and pig. So let's do that. So in order to remove this bird and pig, we'll say for bird in birds to remove, that is a list, and we'll just iterate through this list, and we'll just create a space. So in this space of the bird, so this is for the bird, we'll just deal with the pig in a moment. For in this bird, this is the space of a bird which will contain the body and the shape of the bird, and just remove. Now we'll just remove, that is the shape. So bird shape should be removed, and similarly we'll just remove the body, that is bird dot shape dot body. So this should be removed. And what you're gonna do next is just birds here. This is our list, and in this just remove from the list. So what should be removed? The bird should be removed. So this is basically when you just hit the bird, so this should be removed. And for, I'll say pig, so pig also should be removed, and pig to remove, that is our next list. And in this pig to remove, we'll just iterate, and we'll just remove from the space. So pig should also be removed from the space, that is first is pig dot shape, and similarly pig dot shape dot body, so body of the pig. So that should be pig dot shape dot body here, and just remove it. It should be body. And after that, we'll just remove pig from our list, that is pig's list. So just remove it. So we have removed the pig and bird basically in this bunch of statements. So now it's time to draw the static lines. So we'll say for a line in static line, that would be static lines. And what you're gonna do in this is, firstly we'll say body, and that should be line dot body here. And if you wonder what is this static lines is about, we have created that and we have discussed in detail while creating that. So you just go in here, and that was having this elasticity and line for our segment. So in this segment we created this static body which was attached to this segment, and this the end point, starting point, and the end point basically, and this was basically the width of the segment. So in that static lines, what we did was we just created this static lines, and we'll just iterate through these static lines now. So first what we're going to do is we'll just create this line, and we'll just create another variable, let's say pb1, and get the position from that body, that is get the position of that body, and just give that line that was iterating through this static line, and just get that a here, and that is basically of this segment, that is the segment function, and rotate that a part to this body dot angle. So that would be body dot angle. And similarly we'll say pv2 now, and pv2 be also this body dot position, get that position of the body, and just add it to line dot b, and just rotate it again. So what the surface should be rotated is body within body dot angle here. So we have created pb1 and pb2 in order to just work with this position and rotation of this line. And after that what you're going to do is just call this 2π game here. So let me say p1 should call to pygame and just pass this pp1, that is this pymonk position or just weight of the line should be now converted into the vector from this to pygame, that is converting into the pygame coordinates. Similarly, I'll say p2 and that should also call our pygame and just pass here pb2, and after that just create now that is pygame dot draw dot lines. Just make sure it should be lines, not line. So create lines now, so it should be screen. In this screen now get this color. Now color combination would be 150 150 and 150, and after this just passes a close, so close should be false. And now point list. So what will be the point list? Just create a list for the point list, and here will be point list as p1 and p2 that we created here. So width will be default is 1, so we'll just stay with 1 here. So in this lecture we have created a bunch of a function or a bunch of a code which will just draw our bird and just remove the bird and a pics, and we have also created these static lines. So in the next lecture we'll just work with this pig and column and a beam and a physics, and we'll just run our game. So see you in the next.